Jeez. Pranams to you all once again, reading from Srimad Bhagavatam 113:26. I hope you can hear me okay.
Yes, Prabhu.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Srimad Bhagavatam 113:26. Yata sartam imam deham virokto mukta bandhanaha vigyat gatir jahayat savaidira udhadritaha tasva artam imam deham virakto mukta bandhanaha vigyat gatir jahayat savaidir udharitaha vitasvartam imam deham virakto mukta bandhanaha avigyat gatir jayat savaidir udharitaha. Any devotees want to speak the Sanskrit verse? Please do
Hare
so.
Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Swartam imam deham virakto mukta bandhana avignata gatir jahyat savaidira udarta. Thank you, Prabhu.
गताधम इमं देहां विरक्तो मुक्तबन्धनः अभिज्ञाता गतिर्जह्यात् सवैधीरा उदाहृतः. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु. जय श्री प्रभुपादा की. गतस्वार्थम इमं देहं विरक्तो मुक्तो बंधनः अविज्ञात गतिर्जयतो जयत सवै धैर्य उदाहृतः. हरे कृष्ण.
Thank you. Anybody else? Going once, going twice. Time. Purport. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, E.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. We'll do word for word first. Yatasva artam, without being properly utilized. Imam, this. Deham, material body. Viraktaha, indifferently. Mukta, being freed. Bandhana, from all obligations. Abhigyata gatihi, unknown destination. Jayat, one should give up this body. Saha, such a person, by certainly. Dhiraha, undisturbed. Udharitaha, it is said to be so. Translation. He is called undisturbed, who goes to an unknown, remote place, and freed from all obligations, quits his material body when it has become useless. Purport. Narottam Das Thakur, a great devotee and acharya of the Gaudiya Vaishnava sect, has sung, "My Lord, I have simply wasted my life. Having obtained the human body, I have neglected to worship your lordship, and therefore I have willingly drunk poison." In other words, the human body is especially meant for cultivating knowledge of devotional service to the Lord, without which life becomes full of anxieties and miserable conditions. Therefore, one who has spoiled his life without such cultural activities is advised to leave home without knowledge of friends and relatives, and being thus freed from all obligations of family, society, country, etc., give up the body at some unknown destination so that others may not know where and how he has met his death. Dhira means one who is not disturbed, even when there is sufficient provocation. One cannot give up a comfortable family life due to his affectionate relation with wife and children. Self-realization is obstructed by such undue affection for family, and if anyone is at all able to forget such a relation, he is called undisturbed or dhira. Excuse me, sorry. This is, however, a path of renunciation based on a frustrated life, but stabilization of such renunciation is possible only by association with bona fide saints and self-realized souls, by which one can be engaged in the loving devotional service of the Lord. Sincere surrender unto the lotus feet of the Lord is possible by awakening the transcendental sense of service. This is made possible by association with pure devotees of the Lord. Dhritarashtra was lucky enough to have a brother whose very association was a source of liberation for this frustrated life. He is called undisturbed, who goes to an unknown remote place and, free from obligations, quits his material body when it has become useless. Om Jnana Trimidandasya Gnanjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Slapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayam Dati Swapatantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Sariyuta Parakamaram Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sahagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatha Satyam Sadvaitam Sahavadutam Vijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Adita Shri Vishakanditamscha He Krishna Kanana Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Bhakta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Stute Devi Pranamami Hatvikami Vanchakalpa Turubhischa Kripa Sindhu Bhai Evacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo Jayo Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Falling at the feet of my Diksha and Shiksha Gurus, and at the feet of all the assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis on the call and who may listen in the future, praying that I can speak something, that the Guru Janas will empower me to speak something, being a wretched, fallen, conditioned soul. I don't know how to speak properly, but by their mercy, by all of your mercy, maybe I can speak something that will benefit all of us and help us to dedicate our lives to the service of Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared to give us all a chance to understand our relationship with Krishna, to dissipate the darkness of ignorance, and to wonderfully bestow benediction upon all. Vande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityanando Sahavrita Buddhadai Pushpavantaro Chitra Shanda Tamonudao. Offer my respectful obeisances unto Shri Krishna Chaitanya and to Lord Nityananda, who have appeared simultaneously on the horizon of Gauda to dissipate the darkness of ignorance and to wonderfully bestow benediction upon all. That darkness of ignorance begins with a living entity thinking that we are this body and that all things in relationship to this body is ours. And the wonderful benediction that he came to give, that they came to give, Gauda Nitai, and Patita Pavana avatars, they came to give what no incarnation has ever given before, the ability to taste the rasa of Raj, through the congregational chanting of the holy name, by the process of bhakti. Samarapaitum unanojvara vasam svabhakti shriyam Hari Punartasundaratiti Punartasun Hridaya, forgetting the last lines, but they and the son of Sachi Devi, Srimati Sachi Devi, be transcendentally situated in the innermost core of your heart. And the Supreme Lord, the son of Srimati Sachi Devi, be transcendently situated in the innermost core of your heart, resplendid with the radiance of molten gold. He has descended in this age of Kali. By his causeless mercy, to give what no incarnation has ever given before, the most elevated mellow of devotional service, the mellow of conjugal love. These two verses are from the beginning of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is establishing why Lord Chaitanya has appeared. And so Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has empowered so many acharyas, Rupa Goswami, Sanatan, down through Jiva Goswami, all of the 6 Goswamis really, but Narottam Das Thakur, Srinivasacharya, Shamananda, Srinath Chakravarti Thakur, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Prabhupada, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada, and has spread this message of Shri Krishna Chaitanya all throughout the world. There, it's so much benefit we have at this time that we can take advantage of such mercy flowing. But due to our, Srila Prabhupada says here, attachments to the conception of I and mine, we find it difficult to take full advantage. But by the association of such saintly people, good of like not, I mean, of course, Uddhav, but Vidura was speaking these verses, this section of Srimad Bhagavatam, to his brother Dhritarashtra, who is not only physically blind, but also spiritually blind. Om Akyana Trivedandasya. That the mercy of the spiritual master opens the darkened eyes, fills with the torchlight of knowledge, that dark ignorance of materially conditioned life brings, as Srila Prabhupada says here, anxieties in miserable conditions. Narottam Das Thakur here is speaking, he's opening this purport with this beautiful, beautiful song from what I can tell is Hari Hari Bifale. My Lord, I have simply wasted my life. Having attained the human body, I have neglected to worship your Lordship. And therefore, I have willingly drunk poison to not utilize the human form to cultivate spiritual knowledge. Is a great loss for us. He's comparing it to willingly drinking poison, because by drinking poison, one the death comes immediately. Maybe not immediately, but after a very short time. So without cultivation of Vaishnava Dharma, or Jaiva Dharma, or Nitya Dharma, Sanatan Dharma, without engaging in the process of trying to awaken our love for Krishna, is like drinking poison, because our endeavors are simply meant for more bondage, more repeated birth, old age, disease, and death. This is all we can get from material aspirations. Cultivation of jnana, karma, yoga karma, jnana is different Vedic processes of acquiring sukriti, good sukriti, or bad sukriti, good karma, bad karma, pious activities, knowledge of impersonal Brahman, trying to enjoy separately from Krishna, all of these various aspects and aspects of the Vedic tree of knowledge, according to Rupa Goswami, should be kicked out of our consciousness if we want pure loving service to Krishna. I take it that all the devotees assembled, this is our aspiration. Pure devotional service. So in this verse of Narottam Das Thakur, he's giving us a process in which we can take advantage of not only this human form, but of Lord Chaitanya's mercy in this current age of Kali. I brought this verse up so that we can read through it, because it's so wonderful. Just a translation. Oh, Lord Hari, I've spent my life uselessly, having attained a human birth and having not worshipped Radha and Krishna. I've knowingly drunk poison. The treasure of the divine love of Goloka Vrindavan has descended as a congregational chanting of Lord Hari's holy names. Why did my attraction for that chanting never come about? Day and night my heart burns from the fire of the poison of worldliness, and I have not taken the means to relieve it. Here he's begging. He's approaching Krishna as a beggar. Why did my attraction for the chanting never come about? This eagerness, why? Why has it not come? This is the mood in which we should approach the Lord. With a eagerness, with a hankering, for a desire to engage in this attractive chanting. That all of the spiritual world of Goloka Vrindavan, that divine treasure of love of Raj has descended in the chanting of the name. By chanting Shri Krishna Nam, that love of the residents of Vrindavan can awaken in the heart. But we must have this eagerness, we must have this desire to attain it and to beg for it before we're chanting, while we're chanting, after we're chanting. It is said that the 6 Goswamis were wandering around Raj. Where is Krishna? Where is Radha? Where is Lalita? Where is Vishaka? Where are all of these associates of the Lord? Where are you? Please appear before me. Why? So that we may serve them. They're not walking around saying, here is Krishna, there is Krishna, but they're searching for Krishna. Even though we know that they were having so many internal manifestations of Krishna's Lila in their heart, still they were wandering around in separation from Krishna. We should not think ourselves so well situated that we don't beg for this mood. Lord Krishna, who is the son of the king of Raj, became the son of Sachi, Lord Chaitanya, and Balaram became Nitai. The holy name delivers all those souls who are lowly and wretched. The 2 sinners, Jagai and Madai, are evidence of this. We should always remember, we should always remember Krishna. I was going to say we should always remember that we're fallen and wretched, but which is an aspect of truth. But more importantly, we should always remember Krishna. We should approach in this mood that we are lowly. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he was speaking in such humility in Chaitanya Charitamrita that you can hardly even say the words. He was saying things like, I am so fallen and wretched that anybody who chants my name, who speaks my name, will be contaminated. I am lower than a worm in stool. That I am so sinful that I'm lower. He mentioned Jagai and Madai, and made me think of it. I'm forgetting what he had said. There is no one as sinful as I am. It's just this mood. So of course we can't imitate, and we should never imitate these great souls. But we can learn from their behavior, by their example, that cultivation of this humility, that I am a low and wretched soul, and the holy name has descended from Goloka Vrindavan to give me an opportunity to experience this love of Vrindavan. This is what Srila Prabhupada came to give us by following the rules and regulations of the Shastra, that we can awaken this love, this real love that the Vrajvasis have. But we must beg for it. We must pray for it. We must serve in such a mood. O Lord Krishna, son of Nanda, accompanied by your daughter, the daughter of Vrishabhanu, please be merciful to me now. Narottam Das says, O Lord, please do not push me away from your reddish lotus feet, for who is my beloved except you? Such a beautiful, beautiful prayer. Srila Prabhupada wonderfully opens this purport with that verse, the first verse, but I thought it would be nice to go through. I hope you relished it. So Srila Prabhupada is saying, in other words, the human body is essentially meant for cultivating knowledge of devotional service to the Lord, without which life becomes full of anxieties and miserable conditions. Therefore, one who has spoiled his life without such cultural activities. From my understanding, these cultural activities would be like the process of the 9 processes of devotional service, by engaging in hearing and chanting and remembering, etc., of the of Lord Krishna. But those who don't do these things, here is saying that they should just give up everything, their home, and without telling anybody, they should go to the forest. If we tell our friends and relatives, they'll be like, no, you come back. I am going to such and such place to give up everything. And then they'll come and beg them, please come back. And we see this, Lord Ram, when he left, all of his family and everybody came and said, please come, please come. So our friends, they have some affection. Of course, the affection of the Lord is so much greater, all these devotees, but just a simple example to help us remember the Lord. But this is from what I understand what Srila Prabhupada is saying, but Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur and Srila Prabhupada as well, or Srila Prabhupada as well, would as we he ties this kind of into the later here. He says that the path. This is, however, the path of frustrated life. So, renunciation due to frustration in life does not hold. It's not a strong conviction of being well established in renunciation, because after all, Vaishnavas, we're not interested in simply renouncing the world. We are interested in renouncing the identity that I am the enjoyer in this world, that everything in this world is meant for my enjoyment. The mentality of I am mine, that I am a human, I am this body, I am a male, I am a female, I am a father, I am a mother, I am a son, I am a daughter, I am a husband, I am a wife, I am a this, I am a that, and the possessiveness of this is my country, this is my house, this is my wife, this is my kids, this is my job, this is my occupation, this is my whatever, my car, my whatever it is, whatever the I and mine in relationship to this body. These are the things we must give up. This is the identification that we're trying to give up. So Sri Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur and Madhurya Kadambini says that this I and mine tendency needs to be shifted from I am this body to I am a servant of Krishna. And from this is mine, that I want to enjoy this, to that Krishna is mine, and that I am meant to serve him for his pleasure. This is the shift of our consciousness from relating to the body to relating to Krishna. That we begin to cultivate in our consciousness that I am a servant of Krishna. Right? That we say that I am a spirit soul, right? We hear this in Bhagavad Gita. You are not the body. You are a spirit soul traveling from one body to another, giving it up, just like an old garment that is no longer useful. You give up one body and come to the next body. That body is made by the cultivation of whatever you're thinking about from your past life. So you get a type of ear, a type of nose, a type of face, a type of taste, a type of mental capacity, all due to our actions in this life will create the body in our next life. So Bhagavad Gita very nicely explains all these things, that we're transmigrating from one body to another, whether it is a lower body of some animal species or tree species, or just say plant species, or aquatic. We get a human form of life, or we get some demigod body. Maybe not demigod per se, but like an apsara in the heavenly planets that we get to enjoy so much. Are these the things that we really want? If we say no, these are not, then we must start cultivating our relationship with Krishna now. What is our relationship with Krishna? I am not this body. I am a spirit soul. So what is that spirit soul meant to do? It is meant to serve Krishna. How do I serve Krishna? Well, there's 5 dasas that Lord Chaitanya has appeared to give us access to through our Nam. So we chant Krishna Nam, not our Nam, maybe our Nam Japa, our Nam Kirtan, the Nam Krishna Nam, not our Nam, Krishna Nam. But this cultivation of this of who we are. Who are we really? Trying to understand and reciprocate with Krishna according to what attracts us. And if we don't know, then that becomes revealed in time by our constant chanting, by our constant reading, by our constant remembrance. When we associate with Krishna through his name, his form, his qualities, his pastimes, he's absolute. So we are in Krishna's association at that time. So cultivation of renunciation based on frustration will not sustain. So it is explained that we should, does he say here? This is sincere surrender to the lotus feet of Lord Krishna is possible by awakening the transcendental sense of service. Yes, we were just speaking like that. But stabilization of such renunciation is possible only by association with bona fide saints and self-realized souls, by which one can be engaged in the loving devotional service of the Lord. So by hearing, chanting, remembering all of these things, it gives we become detached from this world, from the things of this world, from the desire to enjoy this world, this material world. When we associate with the internal potency of the Lord through these different mediums, we begin to become attracted to the Lord. And when we become attracted, affection begins to arise. And when we chant with affection, then the heart really becomes purified. So keeping our focus on Krishna through the association of saintly people, then the heart becomes naturally attracted to Krishna. And we don't need to artificially try to take it away from such and such a thing, because we're not, as bhaktas, the goal is not to artificially give things up, because we can utilize many things in this world in the service of Krishna, and that is called the yukta vairagya. So we give up that which is unfavorable, and we accept that which is favorable. These are the first two signs of surrender. Say surrender here. I remember reading surrender in this purport. So those who are becoming dhira, undisturbed by the modes of material nature, by the desires, the material desires in our heart, this will come through good association, through nice sadhana. And then over time of choosing Krishna over choosing Maya. There's the analogy of the good dog and the bad dog that maybe many of you have heard. The good dog, the bad dog is very loud now because we feed it so much enjoyment, the enjoyment of this material world. And the bad dog may be not so loud, but the more we feed the good dog, and the more that we neglect the bad dog, the stronger the good dog will be, and the weaker the bad dog will be. But just like when your stomach is very hungry, it rumbles. And when it's very, very hungry, it rumbles loudly. So when the bad dog begins to be neglected and not fed, it may bark very loud. But we keep to the best of our ability, feeding the good dog by hearing, chanting, remembering, etc. Then the bad dog will begin to be quiet and eventually will go away when we attain the higher stages of bhakti. So this we all have this luck that what Dhritarashtra was lucky enough to have a brother whose very association was a source of liberation for this frustrated life. We all have so much opportunity for association, so much opportunity to make spiritual advancement. And if we think that that tomorrow I will do it, tomorrow will never come, we have to take advantage today, take advantage now, and not be discouraged, not be disheartened by the obstacles that come, because obstacles will come. But obstacles are stepping stones to Krishna's lotus feet. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya told Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya or Advaitacharya. Can't remember if it was Sarvabhauma or Advaitacharya who said to Lord Chaitanya that obstacles are forgetting the exact words he used. But in essence, he said that obstacles are stepping stones to attain Krishna. Kind of like what I said, but I don't think he used those exact words. But by Kunti Devi, very nice example of Kunti Devi. She was praying, my Lord, please put so many disturbances in our path again, because I'm afraid now that if things are too easy, we will become neglectful. So don't think of obstacles as necessarily bad things. Obstacles can give us the opportunity to take more and more shelter of Krishna. It may be difficult. We may have to express some feelings of sadness or of happiness or of frustration. These feelings are natural and they shouldn't be suppressed, but we should remember that Krishna's hand is in all of these things, all of these various, all aspects of our life. Krishna is guiding, Guru is guiding us for the purpose of giving us the opportunity to take shelter of him. There is so much opportunity. Let us not waste our time, as Narottam Das Thakur says here. Srila Prabhupada is quoting, don't waste our time. Take advantage now. If there's any questions or comments, please share, speak them. Please speak them now. We have like 10 minutes left. If there are anything, please say. Thank you very much for your kind attention, and forgive me for all of my shortcomings, and if I spoke anything that was not right, you please correct, so that everyone can be benefited. I try to speak what I've heard from authorities. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for your heartfelt speaking. Whenever you speak, it usually comes from your heart. So it touches our heart also, Prabhuji. And thank you for reminding us about our situation and how to take shelter of Guru and Shastra. You have very nicely explained it, Prabhuji. And also you have quoted the translation of Narottam Das Thakur's song, Hari Hari Vipale, which is very, very beautiful. The meaning, you nicely meditated on that and allowed us also to actually uh, uh, observe, get the essence of that song, Prabhuji. It was so beautiful. I have a question. If you could kindly share the screen again one more time. I have to ask you something, Prabhuji. So if you could kindly permit me, I have a question.
Yes. Sorry, I prematurely took it.
Yeah. Sorry, Prabhu, but
You want
yeah.
the verse, right?
Yes, Prabhu. So was, yeah. Free from all obligations, material when it becomes useless. So, Prabhuji, the one sentence I'm not able to understand in the purport. You were actually nicely narrating, taking each and every point from Srila Prabhupada's purport, which is very nice, Prabhuji. And here in the, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, sixth line, I think, right? So here it is advised, therefore, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, fourth lane, end of the lane. Therefore, one who has spoiled his life without such cultural activities. You have nicely explained this. Initially, I was doubtful about what is this cultural activities, but you have mentioned that 9 processes of devotional service, which is really making sense. Is advised to leave home, okay, without knowledge of friends and relatives, and being thus freed from all obligations of family, society, country, etc. Give the body at some unknown destination, so that others may not know where and how he has met his death. So I did not understand this point. I mean, that means how Vidura was suggesting to Dhritarashtra, leave everything, the palace and opulences, everything, and go to the forest and do something. I mean, some austerity over there. And unknown destination means wherever he goes, that is the unknown destination. And also, others may not know where and how he has met. Why others shouldn't know, Prabhuji? Is there any significance about this sentence? Uh, Only a person has to live only in that way without without others knowing about his death, then only they'll get the destination. How do we understand? I'm a little confused about this sentence. Could you please put some light on this, Prabhu?
I'll try my best, Mataji. You are more learned than I am, but
Prabhu, please.
I will try to speak something. So the important point that I see here is that Srila Prabhupada is saying one who has spoiled his life without such cultural activities. Which cultural activities? Cultivating knowledge of devotional service. So one who has not done that, he's suggesting should do these things. That's the first point, right? You see, one who has spoiled his life without such cultural activities is advised to leave home without knowledge of friends, relatives, etc. So from my understanding, that the way that I understand this is that I mentioned it, I thought I mentioned it, that if one tells the loved ones where he's going, then they may want to come, right? Or you may be thinking about, I hope somebody comes. But if nobody knows, then nobody will know where to find you, and the mind can't say, oh, I hope they come to get me. Because one who has not cultivated such things, they're attached. There's attachment for the affection of wife, husband, children, such and such, right? So, but for a devotee, we're not cultivating a relationship based on family, right? We're cultivating a relationship based on seva. So we may be, because it's natural to have some attachment. I'm husband, I am wife, I am son, I am daughter. This is my son, this is my daughter, this is my husband, this is my wife, yada, yada, yada. All of these different things, these attachments are natural. But when we start cultivating the understanding that these are Krishna's servants and that I have the opportunity to serve them, this is the way that we should be grahastha ashram. So that when, that understanding begins to sever some of the attachment, right? Our affection isn't based on bodily relations. It's based on our connection with Krishna. So a devotee can stay in family life and engage and make spiritual advancement because of this cultivation of knowledge. So the need to give up, these things isn't as important for a devotee. Over time, the devotee will want to give up these things because they want to dedicate their life more seriously to devotional service. So they'll give up family life, like Srila Prabhupada says that one should take sannyas later in life, right? But it shouldn't be. But it's not done by frustration, by a frustrated life, like he's saying here. Frustrated life. But does that answer your question?
Yes, Prabhu,
Go on.
yeah, it is making sense. Like for the point, first of all, the first point is so attractive that if we follow the path of devotional service, so we don't need to do this, like, right? Yeah. So this second point applies to the persons who actually not followed the
Yeah.
process of devotional service, right?
Yeah.
So that is making a lot of sense for me. Um, so yes, Prabhu, now I understand. So at least he should do this, right? If he had not followed anything throughout his life, right? He has to go to the forest and, leave all attachments at his final stages. That's what Dhritarashtra's life is saying, that he had never followed all these things. So finally, Vidura came and advised him, leave everything at least at the end of your life. Realize that death is coming, right? So yes, Prabhu, it is making sense. Thank you. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So devotees, the path is something different. Even though they are in whatever the ashrama they are there, they will be following, on the process of devotional service. So
Yeah.
right, naturally the vairagya comes at the end of his life, right? So he wants to die in between the devotees, hearing the kirtan and all that. So please correct me if my understanding is not right.
No, yeah. We want to leave the body thinking of Krishna. So whatever we need to do that. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, I think I was starting to make this point. He didn't. There's one song he says, like, you're trying to do nirjan bhajan, secluded bhajan, but all you're doing is thinking about your, sense gratification.
Right.
Things for such and such person. So it's better we stay in the association of devotees until that time comes where naturally our heart is not attracted to the things of this world. That's his point. Not that one shouldn't give it all up, but if one naturally doesn't have an attraction to those things, then they can go and do bhajan in the forest. But otherwise, it is not advised for a devotee to do that, because we will be thinking about our wife, our kids, our husband, or this or that. Anyway, in Vedic culture, women are never suggested to go to the forest and live on their own.
Right.
That is not recommended. At least stay with other women and do their bhajan, and like that. You see a lot of widows. Like in Vrindavan, you see lots of widows. They kind of associate with each other together. But traditionally in Vedic culture, a lady would move in with their eldest son or one of their children, and then they do their bhajan. There's no they do their bhajan in that way. But anyway, that's a whole different topic that I'm not so much realized on. So
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you.
nice question.
Thank
Anything else from anybody?
Mataji, I think you can. That's a wonderful question, like Bhagavatam Prabhu said. I think if you read the next verse, Bhagavatam Prabhu, I don't know whether you can scroll to the next verse. You have that. And then scroll down to Srila Prabhupada's statement. And so there he kind of explains this question that you asked. That there are three types of transcendentalists. One who's not disturbed by being away from family association, a sannyasi by frustrated sentiment, and a sincere devotee. Right. So Vishwanath Thakur and Chief Goswami have said that for this one verse that Bhagavatam Prabhuji just read, it's describing kind of a sannyasi who's the second one that Srila Prabhupada talks about. One in renounced order of life, a sannyasi by frustrated sentiment. So somebody who has a tremendous sense of unhappiness in their life, and so they're kind of forced into renunciation. So Srila Prabhupada says this in this one where it says the idea is that the renounced order of life after a frustrated life sentiment may be a stepping stone on the path of self-realization, but real path of liberation when one is practiced to depend fully on one. So I think the way to understand this is talking about this verse is talking about somebody who, has had a lot of challenges in their associations that they may have with friends, family, society, etc. And so for them, better to, leave and, leave their body somewhere. But Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur points out this verse in the in the third line, Avijnati Gatir, unknown destination. He says actually this is specifically referring to somebody who, who actually leaves their body in a dham, not just some
forest or anything like that. Forest.
Yes. So I think Srila Prabhupada clearly kind of distinguishes the two types of renunciates in this purport, in this verse versus the next verse. Right. It's kind of like when in Bhagavad Gita in chapter 18, there's Arjuna asks about the difference between tyag, renunciation, versus sannyas, being a renounced order of life. And Krishna Bhagavan explains that actually they're one and the same because one has to give up the spirit of being attached to the results of one's activities and the sense of doership. But then he goes on to say in chapter 18 that this is hard because every aspect of our life, our knowledge, our determination, our nature as a doer is conditioned by the gunas. And so that's when he starts talking about varna, and that one has swabhav based on past impression, and that swabhav results in an activity that is suitable for them. And then he transitions into using one swabhav to actually serve Bhagwan, and then that's going from activity in the gunas to activities in the service of Bhagwan. So I think that's the way I understand this, is that there's renunciation due to forced circumstance, and then there's renunciation due to development of bhakti. And somebody who's in a forced circumstance, maybe it's just better to leave those attachments behind and go to the Dham.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Bhalata Prabhu, sorry, I don't mean to take over your wonder. Sorry, due to other services I've been pulled into, I wasn't able to attend the full lecture that you gave. But
no, it's very nice. Thank you for adding your points. I just one thing that's standing out to me is in the same sentence, the idea of the renounced order after a frustrated life of sentiment in the mature world may be a stepping stone. They're saying it may be, and that maybe depends. I would say would depend on the association that one has when he takes or when they take to the renounced order of life.
Yeah, I would agree with that statement because it's there's a fault, there's a renunciation where you're going to do X, Y, Z, but then you find you're not actually renounced enough to do X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
So yeah. I think the whole idea is to Srila Prabhupada points it out to himself in this in this very nice verse that the one that you just read. I really like the if you go backwards, I'm sorry, to previous, if you scroll down, where he says, in the second to last sentence, sincere surrender unto the lotus feet of the Lord is possible by awakening the transcendental sense of service. This is made possible by association with pure devotees, and Tirthatsa was lucky enough to be such a person. So, I think it has to be. It's not necessarily the case that one is, detesting. There's difference, I think, between detesting family life because just too many obligations and too many, pulls on one's natural desire versus understanding that there's family life with its challenges, but that my shelter taking has to be at a different place. So, but I think later on this chapter, Prabhupada also says that sometimes when one is too attached to family life, then one needs the association of people like Vidurji to kind of, redirect their compass.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Jai Sachin Prabhu, for sharing nice thoughts, nice realizations. Wonderful. Thank you.
I have no reservations. I just know what I have heard and read. That's all. So realization comes from performing dedicated, selfless service. Does anybody have any questions or comments? Okay. Thank you, Bhagavatam Prabhu, for taking this up. I know you were not assigned this one, I think today by schedule, but it's nice that you were able to serve in this manner. So thank you very much. Take care. Hope all is well.
Yeah. Likewise. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you, all the assembled devotees. Everybody.
Please come to Sunday feast. Today is at 11:30, and then Tuesday we have Ram Navami celebration because it's the Lord's appearance day. That'll be a simpler one where we'll gather and do kirtan and hear Ram Katha and have prasadam. And then next Sunday will be kind of more of like a drama and etc. So, but I don't want to spoil the drama. But Mother Hebrew was telling me about the topic. I think you will find it very enlightening and something to look forward to. Okay, I think we can go Bhagavatam Prabhu.
Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyo vacha patitanam pavnebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank
Prabhu. Enjoy.
Bala Prabhu ki jai. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.